Hi everyone, this is Carrie Ann from Stampin' on the Bright Side, and today's project for 3D Thursday is going to be this cute little box. And it's a 2" by 3" by 1" box that opens at the top. And the stamp sets that I used are the Jar of Flowers, which is going to be part of the new catalog release next, I believe it's next Tuesday. And I used the sunflower image. And then I also used, where is it? Hello Sunshine. I used the Hello from Hello Sunshine on Under My Umbrella. Okay. Alright, I'm going to show you how to put this together real quick. So I cut, and I'm using the Bumblebee, the new Bumblebee paper. This came yesterday, finally. It was on back order and it came separately from my other order. I'm still waiting for my next order. It was supposedly delivered yesterday, but I don't have it, so I don't know. But this is the Designer Series paper. This is in Bumblebee. On the back side is like a little texture. I've shown this before in another video, so check out some of my previous videos where I talk about this paper. And this is cut at 8.5 by 4.5. And then we're going to score it in just a second. And then I have two panels that are each 1 7/8 by 2 7/8. And then I have two panels that are each 1 7/8 by 7/8. And then this is 2 7/8 by 7/8. Okay. All right, we're going to go ahead and score this. So on the landscape orientation, we're going to score at 1/2, 3.5, 4.5, and I think I did this wrong. 3.5, 4.5, and 7.5. There we go. No, I did it right. I keep looking at the 7 and thinking I'm doing this wrong, but that's right. And then I'm going to turn it this way, and this is going to be my bottom. Okay, and I'm going to do 1, 3, and 4. So 1, 3, and 4. Okay. First thing we're going to do is we're going to fold and burnish all of the scores, and then we'll talk about which side is going to be our left, which side is top and bottom, left, right, all that, and what pieces we don't need, because we don't need all of this for this box. Okay. This may not be a new project. This is new to me. I was in my recliner and I just kind of came up with it. So I came upstairs and I just did it from what I had imagined. But it's probably I mean, somebody else may have already done it, but it's kind of a cumulative watching YouTube videos and looking at craft vlogs kind of thing. But if it's copied, it's subconsciously done. All right, so this is the outside part of our box, okay? And so we are going to, this is going to be the little tab that we glue. We don't need this little rectangle here, and we don't need this rectangle or this square right here. So we're going to notch into the rectangle that we're going to keep on both sides, and then we're just going to cut the rest of it off. And that's just going to be the tab that holds the box together. Okay? All right, now, this right here is going to be the part that we fold in to the rest of the box. So we are going to, I hope I do this right. It's only the third one I've done. So we're going to keep that part just like this. We are going to round the corners in just a second. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I don't need this part right here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. And then I also don't need this panel right here. So I'm going to go ahead and notch this. And I'm going to notch right there and notch right there. And I'll go ahead and notch this end also. Maybe do this one a little bit more. Okay. And then I'm going to cut this part. I don't need this. This is going to be the front of our box. And then I'm going to also remove just a little smidge off of these two little flaps. We don't need all that. Okay. And I'm going to keep these pieces, some of these pieces, I think these two, they're good for banners and sentiments and things. I'm going to hold on to those in my little scrap box. Okay. All right, the other thing that we're going to do is we are going to remove all of these, and I'm just going to go ahead and let me think which one I have to notch. Hold on. All right. You can notch them or not notch them, but I kind of prefer to. So let's just see real quick. Okay, so this one is the one that's going to the back side. So the one on the short panel, we're going to leave it square. We're going to notch everything else. So notch, oops, go all the way to the score line with the notch. Okay, we're going to notch this one, keep this one straight. Okay. Keep this line straight, but notch into here. And then we're going to notch into here and notch into here. And this just keeps a lot of overlapping from happening as you're folding your bottom. It's not really necessary. You could always trim around the edges if you have any overhang. I just find this easier to do. Okay, so you can liquid glue or tear and tape this if you want to. I'm just going to liquid glue it. I like liquid glue. So go around the edge. Hopefully I don't do too much. If you get a little bit too much, you can just smudge it around. It's no big deal. Okay, I'm going to fold this over, and I'm going to fold this over. Make sure that they line up, and just kind of hold it there for a few seconds. So easy. Oh, and you know what I should have done? I should have went ahead and put my panels on. Let's go ahead and do that now. Well, that's kind of drying. Okay, so the larger panels are going to go, you can put up front. I did up front and back. You don't have to do front and back. You can just do on the front if you want to. I kind of wish I had because of shipping issues lately. I feel like some of my supplies are now kind of precious, especially since that box, it says that it's been delivered, but it hasn't. It's making me nervous. I feel like I kind of want to start hoarding my supplies again. I have to fight that instinct. I want to use my pretties and make things with them. Okay, so I'm going to lay that down here. Make sure it's straight. Flip it over. And like I said, you don't have to do the back. I don't really know why I did, but I did. Okay, and then this panel is going to go on the top. Oh, you know what we can do? Let's go ahead, before I forget, and let's go ahead and round these corners. I'm forgetting to do lots of things. I don't know why. So let's round these corners. This is our detailed trio. Thank goodness it still fits, even though I've already assembled. That's all right. And before I forget, since I went ahead and adhered this, you can use a circle punch if you want to. I'm just going to go ahead and use the story label punch. And I'm just going to cut a little bit of a notch right here. So it's just easier to open the box. Okay. Oops. Especially if you push the thing down too far. Okay. So that way you can just kind of flip it open. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish gluing the panels on. Sorry about that. Got in a hurry. Got distracted. I have my mind on a lot of other things. Some of y'all know I'm a teacher. And Friday's our last day. We're just wrapping things up. I picked up another pack of papers to grade. Somebody had gone in and stacked all my desks and my chairs for me, which was really super nice. Very appreciative, because right now I am sporting a pinched nerve in my lower back, and it's hurting, and I was not looking forward to that. So thank you to whoever that was. I put a note on my door thanking them, because that just really made my day. I do have to go in and I have to turn some things in, like my lesson plan book and my teacher handbook binder. They'll reuse those. And put together my PLC. Well, I don't have to put together my PLC binder. I just have to double check I have everything in there. And then turn that in. And then I grade the rest of those papers, get the grades done by Friday, and I am done. Until next Monday when all the training for vertical planning starts. It's never over. But that's okay. Okay, so now we can talk about going ahead and gluing the flaps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold these out a little bit so they'll stop fighting me. I'm going to put liquid glue on these flaps, and then I'm going to glue this, or put this down on it, and then I'm going to put some liquid glue here and glue this down on all of it. Okay. Alright, liquid glue first on the little flaps. And I'm not really being very picky about how I lay that down. Okay. And then just put this down on top of it. And I'm thinking about, like, what is my back? The back is where this flap stands up, and that's where my seam is right here. And so I want to make sure that the seam for the bottom is also here. And so I'm just going to lay down some liquid glue right there. Let's go all the way to the edge. Okay. And hold it. I'm going to lay this down and just use my bone folder. You could stick your glue in there if you want to, and just kind of press. Make sure everything is attached. Make sure that your box is straight. Okay. So there is the box. Cute, okay? Just by itself, it's cute. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I had a sheet, let me find it, of scrap where I accidentally measured incorrectly. Oh, here's the, I'm going to put this on my blog also. So this is my little floor plan, and here was, I was going to show you this too. I'm just so rattled today. It's just the end of the school year is coming. I'm really stressed out. So I'm sorry. I'm just kind of rushing through. But I will post this also on my page, my blog, so you can see that. So I had one that I measured incorrectly, and I'm using it for scraps. So I'm going to use the story label punch again, and I'm just going to punch out a panel for the embellishment. Okay, and I'm done with that. Away. I'm going to start putting these things away when I'm finished with them, so they're not in my way. Okay, so I have that. All right, now the stamp set. I told you I used the Jar of Flowers stamp set, so let me find some Whisper White and find my stamp. I used the sunflowers, and I'm stamping in Basic Gray, which I'm looking for. Oh, I put it away. Don't know why. Clean up my area a little bit. A lot of stuff laying out. Okay. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of coloring. I'm going to move kind of quickly because the video is going to get long. That stamp's so pretty. Oh my goodness. I mean, like, the stamp's pretty, and it also stamps pretty. Alright, and maybe I'll go ahead and do hello. I'm going to do hello with my marker. So I have a Stampin' Right marker in Basic Gray. You could also just take the stamp and just lay it on the Basic Gray pad, just on that word. But since I had the marker, I went ahead and decided to use it. We'll just go ahead and put that right here. Pretty good. Okay. I'll go ahead and cut that out. And then that'll be one less thing to do at the end. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just pop this in here, right in, or maybe not. Let's bring it in this way. Okay. All right. And we're just going to shorten it. Okay. And we'll set that aside. Maybe I won't lose it. All right, so let's talk about the coloring. So I'm going to be using, I think I'm just going to go ahead and cut out what I want to color so I don't overcolor and waste time. So what I'm going to do is I'm using, this is the second smallest circle from the layering circles, and I'm just going to pull out an image here. I think I'm just going to go ahead and do that like I did the first time. I like it. So let's go ahead and cut that out real quick. Okay, relay that where I want it. Okay, I think that's about right. I cheated a little bit when I color. You'll see what I'm talking about. I pretended some things were leaves that weren't actually leaves, but it worked out. And there it is. It's not exactly like my first one, but it's pretty close. All right, here we go. Set that aside. Okay, so actually I might want to, well, let me find a piece of scratch paper real quick. Do I even have any scratch paper? I know I do. Here we go. Okay, I'll just do this. Okay, so now the colors we're going to use for the sunflowers are light and dark Daffodil Delight and Light Pumpkin Pie. Then we're going to use Light and Dark Old Olive for the leaves. We're using Light and Dark Soft Suede for the inside of the sunflowers. We're going to be using the Color Lifter. We're also going to be using Light and Dark Lovely Lipstick for this little flower right over here. Okay, so I'm going to start with the Light Pumpkin Pie. And I'm going to use the pointy end because this is kind of more detailed. And I'm just going to color where all these dark spots are. And look, I'm not even being very neat about it. I'm just kind of coloring here. Just jagged coloring. This, I think, is another sunflower. I'm going to pretend like those are leaves. That's what I was talking about earlier. So just some jagged coloring. Okay. And I'm going to use now the dark Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to scribble over that and just go up the petal a little bit. Now, Basic Gray is one of those stamp pads that, let's waver a little bit so we have some variety. Early Espresso also does this. Normally when you're coloring with your blends, you want to stamp with Memento ink. But, you see that it's not smearing. But Basic Gray works. Early Espresso works good. I don't know of any other ones that do, but there might be. I mean, Old Navy might. Some of the darker colors might. I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. Okay. And we want a little bit of jaggedness. Okay. I don't know how jagged that looks. When I say jagged, I mean we don't want smooth edges. These are organic. We don't want circles of color. And I'll take the Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to start here and just work my way out, pulling that darker color. So we want to get that smooth kind of feel. Really spend some time at the edges. It really helps with that. That sounds very squeaky, doesn't it? I'm not even pushing very hard. I'm just really focusing on those edges. See, nice and smooth. Now there's mostly just the dark there. We'll just get some lightness on the tip. And if you color a little bit too, I feel like I colored a little bit too much with the darker colors on some of these petals. That's why we have the Color Lifter. I really am not pushing that hard. I'm being very gentle because I love my markers. I was really intimidated by them to start with, but I really love them now. So now I feel like I can go in with my Color Lifter on some of these that are a little too long, and I can just add, I'm barely touching, just until I feel it. Just giving it something it'll just lighten it up a little bit over time. Just on some of them. Okay, let's go ahead and we're going to do Lovely Lipstick Dark. Oops, I want the bullet end for these. And I'm just going to kind of poke out into each petal. And then I'm going to do the same thing I just did, but with the Lovely Lipstick Light. I'm going to start here and go outward. Really blend in those edges and then keep coloring. Try not to get into my sunflower. Okay. It really just adds a lot of depth, and we're going to use the Color Lifter on the edges of these two, which will really bring that out. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit more color lifting with this one. I'm going to use the big end, and really just kind of, I don't know how to explain it, just very lightly brush. It really, you can see it's already working. It just really adds some highlighting to this. Okay, now next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the dark soft suede and we're going to trace around the edge, the outside of the seed pod area. And then we're going to just kind of color in where it's dark, just following the marks kind of that are already made. And I didn't really, because these are so small, I didn't even dot in where the seeds are, and it still looks fine. I put Wink Stella on it, and that really helped to bring out the idea of seeds kind of glistening in the sun. All right, now I'm going to start at the edge, and I'm just going to do little circles to blend that dark outward in with the light, and then go to the middle and do the same thing. Same thing over here, just little tiny circles, picking up that dark. All right, and then I'm going to take this light Old Olive, and I'm going to color, oh, you know what I want to do first? Hang on. I need to take this Daffodil Delight. I missed a couple of petals right here. Okay. All right. Old Olive Light, I'm going to just kind of fill in where, let's pretend like there's some greenery back here. They're most likely, I'm just going to go ahead and color that whole thing, and then I'll color some dark areas. Okay. And then same thing over here. I'm just going to color all this in. And I'll come in with the dark in just a second. And then I'll blend back out with the light again. That should be, should this be greenery back here? Let's just go ahead and color that like that. Okay. And right there. Okay, stop nitpicking. You could go on for hours. We'll just darken those leaves right there. I'm going to pull out some details here. This is actually another sunflower. But like I said, we're just pretending that it's leaves. And you know what? I feel like I can just leave that like it is, but I'm not. I'm going to go ahead and blend some. Just back with the dark, with the light again. Yeah, I'm glad I did that. Makes it a lot better. Okay, so we're almost finished. I know that took a long time, but we are almost finished. So this is going to get adhered down onto this right here. And I'm going to, I guess I could use the liquid glue. Look, that's when you know you did a good job coloring, when it's bleeding through the other side. That's what I've been told, and I'm just going to go with it. Okay, so how do I want this? Do I want it? I'm going to do it like my first one. I bent it a little bit. Okay. Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put dimensionals on this, but I'm not going to put it down just yet. I'm going to show you a quick trick. So I was really sad when they took the gold thread away. Let me put my markers away. I loved that gold thread, but I used them all up on my daughter. My daughter had a sunflower wedding, and I used all of my gold thread up finishing up her thank you cards. And I was so sad when they took it away from us. So then they came out with some new ribbon sets. So we have Flowers for Every Season combo pack. I'm going to use the Whisper White out of it. And then we have the Forever Greenery Trim combo pack, and I'm going to use this gold thread out of it. I already actually have my pieces cut. So what the deal is, why this is taped down, is because this actually unravels really easily, which works in my favor. I don't know about anybody else, but you get these little strands from it that are, hang on, just grabbing my strands. Just like that, so that gold thread. So that's where you can see the detail here. I did it without the detail to start with, without these threads, and then I could not. So I took this back off and I put down the gold threads. It makes all the difference in the world. All right, so first I want to go ahead and cut a little piece of this Whisper White. This is so pretty. This ribbon is just, it seems like it should be coarse. It's not. It's very soft and pliable. Very pretty as a bow, but we're not doing a bow today. And I'm just going to lay it right here and a little tiny bit over the edge. And I'm going to try to cut the same angle if I can, pretty close. Okay, so I'm finished with that. I'm going to adhere with glue dots. I'm just going to go ahead and lay the ribbon right on the glue dots to pick them up. Oops, maybe not. And I got so quiet. Sorry about that. I'm concentrating on the glue dots. Okay, here we go. Just gonna lay that right there. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to lay a couple of glue dots using my Take Your Pick tool. I'm gonna lay a couple of glue dots just like right here. And, oops. Maybe right here. I only did 2 on the other one, so hopefully this will work. Okay, I think I need another one because that one's scrunched out, causing problems. All right, then what I did is I took actually 2 strands, and I think 2 strands is plenty, so I'm gonna just stick with the 2 strands, and made sure that the ends were together, and I just stuck the ends on the glue dot, like that. And then I just looped around, just had fun with it, using the glue dots to help stabilize. And just kind of, I mean, you can just loop it however you want to. Okay, and then we'll just do one more loop. Whoops, you need to stay right there. Okay, loop back down here, kind of like a 4-leaf clover a little bit, but all different kind of sizes. Don't be symmetrical with it. It's really better if you're not symmetrical. Okay, and then just lay this over top, and actually, well, I was gonna Wink a Stella the sunflowers, but I'll do that in just a second. Okay, yep, we'll just lay that right here. Oh, it just makes such a difference. I may have looped a little bit too big, but I think it's okay. All right, then I'm going to use some bling. I'm using my old bling. I'm trying to get it used up. I'm gonna put one down onto this little pink flower, and then I'm going to use the bigger ones on either end of the story label punch. Okay, I'm going to Wink a Stella the inside of my sunflowers. You don't have to do that, but I just like it. I think it really just brings those seeds out, like I said before. It's a little eye-catching, a little extra. Oops, I got some on the story label punch, but it's okay. All right, and I think, oh, you know what else I did, but I don't see them here. So on this one, the way I cut, I was able to pull, there was little dots there, so I pulled out a little bit of extra pink. But it's fine. It'll be fine. I'm not going to stress out about it. All right, last step is my hello. I'm just going to put a glue dot on it. Did I get it? Yes, I did. Okay, and I'm just going to lay it right there. So cute. I love this box. I'm so proud of myself for coming up with it. This loop is going to drive me a little bit crazy. Okay, that's better. Okay. I said don't stress out about it, and here I am stressing out about it. Okay, so there's our box. And like I said, you can put all kinds of treats in here. Fit lots of things. Little notepads, Ghirardelli chocolates would fit, all kinds of stuff would fit in there. So just get creative with it. I think that I'm going to have this be part of my sunshine. What do they call? Share Sunshine. The June paper pumpkin is all about sharing sunshine, and I'm using the yellows and oranges. So I think I'm going to do some smaller projects too, and deliver some sunshine to people and cheer their days. We've had a rough time of it the last few months. So I think this might be my project, one of my projects. So let me know what you think of it. Comment or add a comment to the comment section. Also, don't forget to visit my blog at stampinonthebrightside.blogspot.com. And my Facebook page is fb.me/stampinonthebrightside. And then I have a YouTube channel, Carrie and Kinky YouTube channel. And come shop with me at carrieandkinky.stampinup.net. And I would love to see you come and visit me on my blog or my Facebook page, or both, and interact with me a little bit. Okay? Have a great afternoon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.